Hello? Oh, there we go. Hello, everybody. Hello. Sorry we're a little late. Well, Sib's a little late. Got caught up in a meeting. So, hi. It's just gonna be me today, apparently. Sorry, sorry it took so long. But, there's a lot of stories to get through today. Hopefully, sorry, my mic's a little, hopefully I'm coming in clear because my mic's a little far away. But, let's see. So I am not the hugest uh Call of Duty. I was gonna say COD of War, and I'm like, that's not the name of the series. I was like, I'm not the biggest Call of Duty fan. I am. Hello, me. I'm Dad. Hi, Thomas. Thank you for the dad joke. We needed that. But like, okay, so for COD, I'm not the biggest COD fan. To be perfectly honest, I mostly play RPGs. But I do remember that my brothers played it a lot, and eventually my brothers are like, "Hey Reaver, since you're a gamer now, do you want to play Warzone with us?" And I was like, "You know what? Might as well. I know how to shoot in games. Let's do it." And then Warzone was really fun. It was actually really fun. I actually missed playing it, but I stopped after a couple years ago, so I've never went back into it. But that was like the only time I ever played a COD game. But that doesn't mean that I haven't heard like the stories are interesting and the characters are interesting and there's a reason why it's really popular because try to make it as realistic as possible, but it's also known for its zombie maps. So, it's like the World War II zombie map stories, for multiplayer. Obviously it's not real, it's like an alternate history thing, but it was pretty interesting. And yeah, like it's COD itself is a very it's a household name for a reason. Like it was popular for a reason, right? Fast forward years later, and I feel like it's somewhat of a shadow of its former self. Especially when you look at like I wouldn't say earlier titles, like the titles before Black Ops 6 came out. Because Black Ops 6 feels like an actual return to form of like story and stuff like that. But before Black Ops 6 came out, it felt like Activision was just, I believe it's Activision that produces COD, right? Call of Duty. It seems like they're just focused mainly more on multiplayer than anything else. Because was it Warzone came out and then there was another live service COD game that came out, but it was like I forgot what it's called. It didn't do well because it was like worse than Warzone. Warzone was really popular and Warzone was really fun. And then they came out with another totally different map with a totally different mode, like a different mode style and stuff, but it was so glitchy. I remember people complaining that it was like it wasn't as fun as Warzone was. And so that kind of like went into obscurity. And then it just seems like they were just mainly focused on live service until recent, like for a while, like a good couple years, until finally they came out with a new Black Ops game, like with the actual, like main campaign and stuff. But like I said, I'm not like a huge COD fan, so you can correct me if they came out with other single player games before that. But from what I understand, it's been a long time since they released any single player campaign. But it kind of sucks because when they finally come back and have they finally come out with a single player game that is so fucking cool, that is so freaking awesome. Like the main characters that you meet look badass. Like the characters look so cool, and the graphics look amazing. Like the trailer was crazy, dude. It looks, there was so much hype behind it, and for good reason, because it looks so good. And then not only that, they also did like a little trailer. I think I forgot what event that they showed this from. I don't know if it was like a Summers event or if it was like a Game Awards event, but they went into detail showing how much was it how much dynamic, like for the multiplayer, they put a lot of effort into making the gameplay more dynamic, and I praised the heck out of them trying something new with the gameplay and with with the mechanics, because it seems like people just ship out the same thing over and over and expect people to buy the same things over and over. But this time they actually it felt like they were actually trying something new, and I freaking loved that. And then the game releases. It I wouldn't I it breaks, I wouldn't say it broke records, but it definitely made its money back. Well, I say that. Apparently, it took what, like $700 for 700 million, sorry. $700. 700 million. It took 700 million to make this game. 700 million. So I don't know if they broke even with all the belts and whistle that they put into this game. But I have a theory that that budget was mainly because of the franchise tie-ins that they put into the multiplayer. And what I mean by that is the game releases, everyone's hyped, everyone buys the game, everyone's playing the game, and then they start putting a lot of monetization stuff on it. And it's the same thing Oh, hi, Kisuke, welcome in. Wait, I finally got my name back, kinda? What happened? What happened to your name? 700 million is pretty massive. Yeah. I think the reason why we see bloated budgets for games is because they shill out for like extended uh I I can't find the word for it. They shill out more for, like, you know how Concord had, like, was it 800 million on their budget, and it's because they had all these tie-ins to the game. They spent money on comics, they spent money on a movie tie-in, they spent money on a TV series tie-in. Like, they spent money, and most of it didn't even go to the game. It went to the tie-ins. So when Call of Duty 6 says that, or sorry, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, my bad, said that their budget is 700 million. I think most of that went to them getting was it special promotion skins for Teenage Mutant Turtles, and for them to get special skins to tie into oh god, what's that one thing, god damn it, I forgot the name of it. It's so popular too. Squid Game. Yeah. They had like special tie-in skins to Squid Game for the multiplayer. And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure most of that budget went to like paying like license fees to do that. Not just making like a badass game, but also most of it to make dumbass, like, they're not even cool skins, bro. They're not even cool skins. Like they're not even is I and they spent money. They're like, you know what players want? They don't want to look they don't look like really awesome cool soldiers like shooting people and stuff. No, they want to look like the fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They want to look like that stupid doll girl from Squid Game. Really? Really? You want people to pay money for those Dumb skins, really? Good lord. As a person who loves aesthetic, why would you buy skins? I mean, yeah, for the meme, I guess, but it's like, come on, dude. Like, come on. Like, it's probably gonna be overpriced anyways. Like, why would you spend money on it? Like, it's just whatever. Anyways, people are gonna buy whatever they want. Once they, like, it's their money, they're gonna buy what they want. Let's be honest here. But it's just crazy. It's crazy. Like, some of the things I heard that they done to monetize their multiplayer game is that if someone kills you and there's a kill cam that records your death, and then there's a little toggle at the bottom that says to wish list the person who kills you, like skins and accessories and stuff like that. You can wish list the stuff that the person who killed you, like skin and stuff. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, and that's just terrible because that's just like psychological warfare, dude. That's just psychological warfare. The reason you died was because you didn't buy these $40 skin purchases in the in-game store, you pleb. Like, seriously? That's like good lord. Like, they're trying so hard to make FOMO a thing. And it's actually been proven that the analytics for the game kind of fell off a couple months after the game released. And that's like not good. That's like not good because people slowly started, like, you can see a massive decline from from peak players in the multiplayer, and then just straight down, people just started not playing anymore. And I think it's because of the heavy monetization with the transactions in the multiplayer. Uh, yeah, the moment I saw them putting skins and microtransactions BS into COD, I lost all respect and interest in the games. It's creepy predator stuff. Yeah, you mean licenses? Yes, yeah, I didn't mean licenses. They're trying. It's they're trying so hard. I don't know why games do this. They think like they'll make millions. It's just pure greed. It's just, I know why. It's just pure greed. But they really go out of their way to try and like get not millions but billions out of players. They're like, we can just sell these and we'll make billions in a year. And it's like, that's not how this works. Like, yeah, you can grab some people's attention with these bullying tactics, because that's what I see them as. I see these FOMO tactics, like, they it's so ridiculous. Like, they're really going a long way just to make people buy microtransactions. And that's why I feel like it's literally starting to become the fall of Call of Duty. Like, yeah, you can bring people in with was it an awesome single player game and was it single player campaign, sorry. An awesome multiplayer game. But then the moment you start being like really scummy with the microtransactions and make people feel bad that they didn't, like, you're shaming people for not buying your skins and buying, like, was it pay to win guns that you sell in the microtransaction store? You're gonna shame them now? Like, good lord. It's, I can understand now why Black Ops 6 just dropped off so freaking fast when it came to player numbers. I can understand. I feel like that stuff would be like very frustrating to go through. But man, I really would love Saib's opinion on this. Maybe I can get his opinion when he comes back. But yeah, it just, I didn't realize how bad it was getting, because I wanted to play. Obviously, I only focus on the was it single player games usually. I don't really play the multiplayer games. But yeah, Oh yeah, apparently Valve is forcing game devs to uh basically say, yeah, we put AI art or AI in the game. There's a new rule. I don't know if we've talked about this already, but Valve changed the policies that games have to say and state that they put AI generated content in their game. And guess who had AI generated content in their game? Call of Duty Black Ops 6 had AI generated artwork and stuff inside the game, and COD had to admit, or Activision had to admit, they put AI generated stuff into their game. Wait, wasn't there like a controversy about them like saying, no, we didn't put AI stuff in the game? And then later, because Valve changed the rules, they're like, okay, we put AI stuff in the game, guys. Okay, there's AI stuff in the game. FOMO taxes weak sauce. It oozes desperation. Yeah, because they know, like, was it? Don't you think it's getting kind of cringe now to like buy skins? I feel like it's getting to the point where it's like if you actually have skins now, it's like not even like cool skins, like the stupid skins, stupidly like shiny, bright, over padded skins, if you know what I mean. Like they're so garish looking. I don't know if that's the right word. They're just they're like, and you know they only bought it because it's really expensive and they want to show off how much money they have. And it's like, but you're in a game, so it's like it's kind of cringe. But I don't know. I feel like it's starting to get to the point where like if you like buy skins, it's a little cringy. Like is in my opinion. I don't know if that's like the whole agreement of the, you know, gaming sphere, but to me it's a little cringy to see you rocking a very expensive $500 uh Fox Girl skin that literally you could have gotten for like $20 somewhere else. Maybe $10. It's super cringe. If I see someone buying microtransactions, I look down on them. If you want to play multiplayer games sometime, I'm always happy to hang out with you. Aw, thank you. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals because Marvel Rivals is so fun. Do you know why Marvel Rivals is so fun? It's because it's balanced, and Overwatch is not balanced. I actually, yeah, I don't know if you guys were here for that, but I found out that Overwatch 2 doesn't, oh, so, sorry, Overwatch 1 doesn't exist anymore, and Overwatch 2 is the only thing that exists right now. So, yeah, I was actually very surprised that they shut down Overwatch 1 servers just so only Overwatch 2 exists. And people can't complain that Overwatch 1 was better than Overwatch 2. Oh my god. God. Why are we here? How did we get here? I know why. Because people bought skins and microtransactions for the lulz, and now they're shutting down servers because they got, was it, inflated egos. They're shutting down servers because they're like, we'll just steal your money and we're shutting down. Wait, didn't Valve also make like a rule that like if you're shutting down servers, like you need to like refund people their money for the game? Am I wrong about that? I know that Valve's like making new policies and stuff, but I got to platinum in Marvel Rivals before my PC died. Oh no. But yeah, it's just, oh right. Death Stranding 2. Death Stranding 2 looks really crazy, like, which is kind of in line with Kojima's projects in general. Hello, child. Sorry, I have a child with me. Ew. Okay. Anyways, so I was gonna say the Kojima project. Death Stranding 2 looks amazing, and crazy, and it looks like an extension of what happened in the first game, obviously, because it's a sequel. And then they have like a Joker antagonist. He's not the Joker, but he looks really similar to the Joker, and he looks like kind of cool, but he looks like Suicide Squad Joker. Not gonna lie, a little bit. He looks a little bit like Suicide Squad Joker. Okay, he does. Oops, sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I know YouTube flags that word. Oopsie. If something Kojima comes out with isn't crazy, that would be concerning. Fair enough. Fair enough. But it looks amazing. It was like a 9-minute trailer, dude. 9 minutes. And it looks so good. And then it's like these weird other dimension monsters, and then you make a mecha out of the monsters. It's like, what the freak is happening right now? And then and then and then Daryl has a baby, and it's like my Norman Reedus has a baby. It's like, and then the lady, and then the stuff happened. Like, I haven't even played the first game, but the second game makes me want to play the first game so I can play the second game and understand what the heck is going on. But then again, people say that Kojima's like stories are so weird that it's like you can't really understand. It's like really complex, and not everyone totally understands Kojima's works. And then, not even that, they made a freaking snake reference in the game. And for those of you who don't know, Kojima kind of like got a kind of, I don't know if he got kicked out or he left Konami. Was it Konami? Or is it Bandai? It was Konami, right? He and he Kojima was like the talent, the man who made the Metal Gear Solid series under Konami, right? And then they kind of just like ousted him, or he like left, because I think the company got too involved with what he wanted to do, and then there was like disagreements about the direction of where to go. Kojima was treated horribly at Konami. Okay, it was Konami. Yeah, like they were like trying to take over his projects, and of course he's like a true artist, and he's like, if you don't do it my way, it's the highway. And then he either left, or they kind of pushed him out. But unfortunately, when they did that, it meant that Konami had the rights to the Metal Gear Solid series. Sorry, it's a tongue twister. So he doesn't have his brainchild anymore, which I feel like would be very disheartening, especially like, since I'm an artist, I know I would be upset if I had like put all my effort behind a series only for like some jerk. I'm trying not to curse. It's so hard. A jerk butt company trying to steal my brainchild, like that would piss me off. But yeah, I can understand. But they did a workaround, and they made a little snake reference, but it's not Snake. It is not Snake. It looks a little similar like Snake, but copyright says it's not. Copyright says it's not. But yeah, it's just so crazy. Oh God. Uh yeah, but Death Stranding 2 looks really good. It looks really good. Props to Kojima. He worked really hard to make, Death Stranding, and I think he deserves a little bit of him. I think he's been through enough that him making like a little, I wouldn't say it, like a little, tip of the hat to the Metal Gear Solid series, that like really put his name out there. Now, Ubisoft. Yay! Everyone knows Ubisoft, right? Ubisoft. A lot of things are happening with Ubisoft. Go figure. They literally cannot go a week without being in the news headline, for real, for real. Like, seriously. They really cannot help themselves. So, they came out with advertising DLC, which is a little funny because they're advertising DLC when the game isn't even out yet, and usually the game releases to applause, and then people say, hey, you want DLC? We got you want more content with this game? We got content. And then they start showing trailers for DLC. But they are so desperate for people to be interested in Shadows. They're showing trailers for DLC that you can buy before the game even is released. Talk about desperation, bro. And what's even worse about this is that everything screams Chinese culture. None of it is Japanese. Everything is in Chinese. Or I wouldn't say everything's in Chinese, but everything in the aesthetic of the DLC is Chinese. Like it does not feel Japanese at all. And it is very concerning at this point because it's like you're making a Japanese game set in feudal Japan, but everything is Chinese based. And one Japanese YouTuber said it was a little concerning because he says like, is this some like weird messaging that like Japan belongs to China or some stuff? And I don't know, at this point it kind of feels like it. It kind of feels like they're doing some weird messaging because how can you mess this up so badly? Like for real. Like people are telling you you're doing this wrong. You are doing this badly. And yet you still continue to do the thing badly when everyone's already told you that you're wrong. This is bad. Stop. They just can't help themselves. It's like at this point, I feel like it's some type of propaganda BS because how can you take two different cultures and put them together? They are two different cultures, guys. Oh shit. They're like like you it's just it's pretty it's really freaking offensive. It's really freaking offensive. You're saying that all Asian cultures look the same? Is that what you're saying? You're saying that Korean culture is the same as Japanese? Is that what you're saying? You're saying that Chinese culture is the same as Korean? Is that what you're saying? Is Taiwanese the same as Chinese? Is that what you're saying? No. They're all different cultures. And yet they're like it's all the same, right? No, it's not. Saki soft like so pathetic right now. Dude, like I don't know who they're hiring. Whoever, Ubisoft, if you're somehow watching this, whoever you're hiring for these designs, who for these promotions, you need to fire them or to quietly release them from their job because they are not helping anything. Unless this is on purpose, because I feel like all of this is on purpose. You don't understand how on purpose most of the stuff companies do. And they're like, no, guys, we didn't know about this. It was an accident. We didn't. I'm giving them too much credit. They're not dumb. They're not dumb. They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. They're purposely doing this stuff. And they're acting like they don't. They know what they're doing, and it just maybe it is that theory that the Gilganon, the Gilmont people are trying to buy Ubisoft out from whoever's in charge of Ubisoft. Maybe they're trying to buy the company. I don't freaking know. Maybe it is, because how can you go from controversy to controversy to controversy and then realize you messed up and publicly say you messed up and then just keep messing up? Like how it's just, they're like, it's like they're purposely missing the point. I don't know why they're doing this. Realistically, we don't know why, but I feel like they're doing this stuff on purpose. I don't know. I don't think Shadows is going to make a lot. I feel like a lot of people said that some people say that they might make their money back. Personally, I don't think they're going to reach the numbers that they need to. Especially because like what they said that they spent like what three God, wait, what was it? I forgot how much they said that they spent on the game. Assassin's Creed Shadows March 20th. Oh, it's releasing in a couple days. I didn't know that. Gross. Uh oh, was it? What do you call it? Budget? It's like 400 million and like was it it cost 400 million to make, but the pre-orders are like 24 million. So it's not even gonna make enough to break even, dude. Dude, 24 million would be enough. 24 million would be enough. But because they like how do you spend $400 on this? Like what exactly did you spend the money on? Cuz sometimes I feel like some of these games are launder schemes, dude, cuz I don't understand how much money gets put into making these games and they come out as dog poop. Like I feel like they're just launder schemes. It's like fraud or something because like what did you spend money on? Where did the money go? What exactly did you spend money on? And then the game comes out looking like poo poo. At least Black Ops 6 makes sense because that game looks ridiculously good. That game looks gorgeous, all right? I can understand the 700 budget, though to be fair, like the licensing for the multiplayer game also went to that, but the game itself looks so freaking good, and plus they did a little more advanced maneuvering with the mechanics. So it's like I can understand the big budget for Black Ops 6. What did you spend on for freaking Shadows that was worth $400? How was this $400? It looks like it was like 20 million. The pre-orders alone should have been enough to make it even maybe a little bit more on the side. Like how the hell? Like I don't freaking understand it. 24 million would be great for a small indie team that makes a good game. Like I keep forgetting that these AAA companies need like a steady flow of like hundreds millions, not starter 20 million. Like okay, I understand I'm talking about millions and this is a lot of money, but you guys have to understand these are name brand gaming companies. They work with billions of dollars every year. Every year. So 24 million is like $10 to them. They need to make 500 million. They need to make close to $1 billion as much as possible. Like they need the big bucks. 24 million ain't gonna cut it, but that's how much pre-order sales that they have right now if they don't get refunded. Uh COD hasn't meaningfully changed visually since like Black Ops 1. I mean, that's fair. I cannot imagine how they managed to piss away 700 mil. I think most of it went to like I feel like they put money into like certain programs, if you know what I mean, like diversity programs. I feel like that's what they wasted their money on. Because if you actually looked at some of the charges these diversity programs like charge, like it's like in the millions. And it's like why is a company paying these freaking grifters millions of dollars just to ruin a game? Like seriously. Well, clearly not billion since COD is less than $1 billion. Look, I don't know about COD, but it's getting close up there. Don't act like 700 is like not almost close to a billion. Like it's like 300 million shy of a billion. That's a lot of money. Like that's a lot of money, dude. 700 million is a lot of money. Where are they getting this money from? Cuz oh my god, that was like a to go into a game that's going to be not even going to be relevant next year. Oh, you spent $700 on a game that's not even gonna be relevant next year. Oh, sorry, I said 700. 700 was for COD. My bad. Was it? I forgot already what the budget was for Shadows. That's how irrelevant it is. 400 mil. It doesn't even. It doesn't feel like 400 mil. It feels like maybe 100 mil, maybe 100. I don't even have 1 mil. I know, right? I keep getting the numbers mixed up. 700 mil is a lot of money, but I can understand. I can understand COD being that way. Maybe I don't know. Maybe not 700. Sorry, my bro and I was like, "Hey, you want your food?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want your food." Anyways, things are getting a little out of hand, guys, and for some reason, it's gotten to the point where companies are like, if it has a bigger budget, it'll do well, and it's like that's not. I mean, don't get me wrong. Black Ops 6 did do well. It did sell well, actually. The problem is that they thought that the multiplayer would was it rake in they would rake in so much money with the multiplayer, and they did for a while, but then they kept pushing the was it the FOMO tactics to the point where it just like was a turn off to players, and now the was it it's not just the FOMO, it was also the ridiculous skins that they came out with. Like I mean, yeah, getting killed by the Ninja Turtles is kind of funny for like maybe a couple days, but then it loses its novelty after a while. So it's like I don't know. It's just there's a reason why it fell off so hard. Or was it the player numbers fell off after a while? Oh, I broke. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. So Reaver, how is life treating you lately? That's not how it went for Skull and Bones or Concord or Veilguard. Jesus. Oh yeah, Star Citizen has probably reached a billion at this point. Wait, isn't Star Citizen almost like a scam now? Because they're like, don't worry, guys, the game is in beta, or the game's in out. Like this is just a beta. It's like early access for like what 6 years now. It's been early access for 6 years. On going on 10. Hello. There you go. I keep freezing up. Sorry. How is life treating me lately? I mean, I can't complain, except I'm having like really annoying car issues. But other than that, like, it's been going okay. I can't complain. Hasn't it always been a scam? I mean, yeah, but people still spend money on Star Citizen. Like, it's like at this point, it's like they're not coming out with the game anymore. They're just siphoning money out of you, and people still play it, and people still spend money on it. So it's like what can you do? People are gonna spend money on usually on scams. It's not like you could try to stop them, but are you actually gonna stop them? I don't know. They have money. They're gonna do what they want with their money. Uh, so So there was an interesting story about a dev. Was it a gaming studio that made like a game? And I did watch the video on it and like the report on it, but I couldn't tell you what. I think it's called Dauntless. I don't know if that's the name of the game or the name of the dev company, but it's a very interesting story. But I was hoping that Saib would be here to like go into detail about the story, but apparently, so there was a. I'm gonna just go as in my lame layman's terms because I'm not very business savvy or technologically advanced enough to like say all these of like what is actually going on. But essentially, what happened was that there was a dev company that made a game, and someone said, "Hey, we can sell this game to an investor or something like that, and we're gonna make so much money with this, and they're gonna like support the game and they're gonna market it and stuff like that, and we make so much money." And then like the devs were like, "Yo, bet." And so they sold the game to these like to this like scam company. And what the scam company ended up doing was like making apparently like NFTs. Was it like, yeah, crypto and NFTs? And then like it just ruined the game, and then the game just like fell apart, and then they just ended up firing the dev team. Like they took complete control over the game, and they fired all the dev teams and just turned it into like an NFT crypto scam, and then it just fell off because that's
But no, I am here. And yes,
it's getting crazy,
the
dude. Like scams going crazy with the gaming industry right now.
the
For
the
real. Goddamn.
NFT, I cannot
Oh
believe
yeah, I
this
played
story.
Dauntless a
Like,
while back. It was Monster Hunter on
yeah,
PC before Monster Hunter World was out. Selling the game is
yep,
usually the mistake. Yeah. Oh,
absolutely mental. I
hold on,
can't.
hold on. Saib, hello.
Hello.
So,
Oh, was I not on? Was I
no,
not on the?
no, it's just my headset died because there was
Oh,
no noise coming in. So I was like, I just saw that your icon popped up. I was like, oh god.
oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I was definitely talking there for a bit. So yeah,
Oh,
no,
I'm so
that
sorry.
that is insane. That is absolutely insane. And yeah, hello, Kisuke in the chat. Thanks for being here. And yes, I was. So I was just in a meeting and I just got out of it. And it definitely went a little longer than I wanted it to, but it was a very good meeting, very important. So yeah, I'm super excited for that. We got so much news to share with you sometime soon. I
Yeah.
hope. Fingers crossed. Oh,
Well, we went through, was it the Call of Duty uh
hmm
fiasco of like was it Call of Duty 6 was released with a lot of fanfare and popularity, but then like a couple months after it being released, the multiplayer player numbers dropped drastically. You can see it had like a high point and then just straight drop off. And I'm like, "Ooh, that looks bad." And yeah. And I think it's because of the heavy monetization going on with the multiplayer game. And I seen some of the skins and they look terrible. There was like, was it a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle tie-in skins and stuff, and then not only that, but like in order to get the skins, oh, totally forgot about it. In order to get like these cool banners and skins for free, you have to buy like the battle pass, or you have to like grind really really hard for like months on end just to get like a banner or like a gun skin for free. And I'm like, oh my god, like the monetization is insane. Especially like, and apparently you can also get a skin for Splinter. I think that's his name, the rat teacher sensei. You can get his skin, but for free, but you have to grind like really really hard in order to get that skin. But you know, you could just fork down maybe $30. Just an easy click of the button,
easy
$30.
peasy, easy peasy.
Oh yeah, they also do this weird wish list thing that like if you see someone with cool skins that you want, you can wish list it and then like
Oh,
press a little
crying out loud.
toggle to wish list what they have, and then it'll take you directly to the microtransaction store. Or if you get killed by somebody, there's like a little wish list toggle at the bottom of like, hey, you see that guy over there?
Just show. Oh, for crying out
You
loud.
see that guy over there who killed you, who kicked your butt? See that guy? You scrub. He has skins. That's the reason why he kicked your butt because he had
Yeah,
skins.
he's got skins, therefore he's better than you. What
Yeah.
the stupid. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna grab some water. I'll be right back.
All right. Oh yeah. Oh right. Oh yeah. I got so into like talking to Ubisoft about Ubisoft. Was it releasing DLC? Okay, Ubisoft released a DLC trailer, and it has heavy Chinese aesthetics to it instead of Japanese, and a lot of Japanese people are like, calling it out. Why do I keep freezing? There we go. Oh no, I froze again. Okay. Was it? Okay, not only did that happen, but it's gotten to the point where investors are mad, are finally putting their foot down with Ubisoft. And they're like, Ubisoft, the stocks are not looking good. Ubisoft, we're losing money. We don't like that. You need to do something else. But I think someone said, unfortunately, even though the investors are putting down their foot and saying that obviously Ubisoft is like losing the money, there is speculation that investors are pushing for like more ads and stuff to be in the game in order to circumvent whatever monetary loss that the company's already going through right now. So I don't know if they're actually going to do that. But so yeah, even though the investors are putting down their foot, I don't know if it's a good thing because, like I said, they might, because Ubisoft is losing money, you would think the investor would be like, no, stop your BSing, and actually like make good games. Nah, the investors don't know what a good game is. Let's be honest here, and they'd be like, we just need to put more monetization in games, and then we can make back the money that they lost. Right? It's like, I keep forgetting these companies are so out of touch with like the consumer base that they don't understand what they're doing is just making things worse. But what can you do? Freak.
I'm back. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Good lord.
But yeah. Oh yeah, did you want to talk about Dauntless? Like what was going on with that story?
Stupidity,
Mm-hmm. Sounds like it.
like the greed, like just everything that could possibly go wrong. Right? That's the one. That's the one where everything went wrong. Right?
Yeah. Like they from what I heard from the video or the report was that they ended up selling, or they someone suggested that they go with a company, an investor,
Mm-hmm.
and then the investor ended up just taking complete control over the whole project, and I'm assuming ousted the devs and then
Yeah.
turned it into a hell.
An NFT
Yeah,
hellhole. Right?
yeah.
Yeah. So this is like, first of all, NFT bros can I don't want to get in I don't want to violate terms of service.
I feel like I caught
NFT
what you were
bros
saying.
NFT bros are vile scumbags who were never in it to make anything better in the gaming industry. They were in it to create an artificial economy that they would profit the most from, and then they would, if they had to, burn everything to the ground.
Ugh.
And they knew that going in. There was no NFT bro who was like, "Oh yeah, man, if we
Oh, I
if
think I
we
know what
if
that's
we
called.
really
Isn't that
love."
called like sniping or something like that? Like when they
Oh, yeah,
purposely.
yeah, no, no, no. But it's worse than that, because it's like it's not about them like supporting or helping a company. The sniping, the way that they do sniping, NFT sniping, and the way that they do rug pulls for cryptocurrency, all that kind of stuff. That's all just part and parcel with like the concept and idea of what they're doing in the background. Like their baseline, like, I don't know how do you say it. Your baseline desire to cheat the system, essentially. So you're cheating the system. You're looking to take advantage of people. You're looking to make a buck for nothing, or get a buck for nothing. These are the people who, like, 60, 70 years ago, they're bank robbers, right? Like they're swindlers. They show up in town. They go, look at it. We've invented a new machine, and I mean, I remember this. It's like back in like the 1910, right? 1910. Somebody comes to town and goes, "We have this box. We call it the magical freeze box. And this magical freeze box will make your food cold. Because when food is cold, it don't go bad. And you're gonna put stuff in this box, and we're gonna have someone, and it's gonna be so great." And everybody's like, "Oh wow, this is so cool. This is such good. Yes, well, give us your money. We're gonna go to Washington. We're gonna make this device, and you're all gonna be rich." And then they get on the train, and as they're leaving, go, "Stupid people think that we can make a box that can form ice in it. What a bunch of stupid idiots!" And then they take the money and they spend it all on alcohol, booze, and other things.
Those
And that
swindlers.
is, yeah, that's the swindler game. So instead of building something that's actually a functionable real thing, that actually has like beneficial stuff, they never did that. That was never their goal. That was never their intent. They were out to make money at any by any means necessary, even if that means taking something and destroying something. Because and okay, crypto bro, come at me. That's what you guys were doing, right? That's what was happening with the NFTs. You were going in, taking things, destroying them when that was the last option for you to make money out of it. It was to literally burn it down. So yeah, um, Dauntless it should be this 100%. It should be this warning to everybody in the industry: do not do this stuff. Do not play these games. Do not these people are not your friends. They're not your buddies. They're not here to help you. They're not here to help you get rich. They're here to get themselves rich, and they will literally burn anything else down around them to do so. So yeah, for the love of God, don't. Absolutely terrible.
Yeah, I just get it's like I said earlier, it's like disheartening to see that there's a lot of scams going on. I mean, don't get me
Hmm.
wrong, there's always been scams with gaming, but it seems like they're more prevalent now, especially with AI and stuff. But oh, speaking of AI, did you want to give your thoughts on the on Valve making a new policy of like games have to now state if AI content has been used?
Yeah, it's a good path. Um, I would like them to highlight what exactly has been done and how exactly it saved the money. I really do think that, like, I don't want them to like take up 5 pages worth of like stuff on the public profile, but I want there to be a button that you can go to a link to see them describe exactly what they did and how they utilized AI. Um, because some of it is confusing. So I use the non AI uh, primary version of Grammarly to check to see if I've misspelt words or forgotten to put commas or periods in places. It also helps me notify me if I have done if I forgot to capitalize a word, right? So it's like very basic. I do not use ChatGPT or the Grammarly paid AI version to do re-edits to sentence structure. I refuse to use that. But I've been told that Grammarly now uses AI even for the corrective spelling bullshit
Mm,
stuff. And because I say BS, because more than once I've gotten bad edit suggestions. Um, Grammarly, the worst one is like it wants to change every word were WERE to was, and it
Ugh.
wants to change every was to were.
Oh, goodness gracious.
It's extremely annoying, and it's stupid because I'll load up like a document, and I'll go, it's like, hey, we want to do this edit, and then I am like, okay, Grammarly, okay, let's see where your drunk ass is going today. So I click make the change, and it changes the word, and then it goes, this sentence no longer makes any sense. It's like, no, really? Wow. We suggest you change it to this, and then it wants to change three more words, and you're like, okay, Grammarly, all right, let's see what you got. So okay, do it, sure.
You
Now what
know,
does it say?
it reminds
Now this
me
sentence really doesn't make sense. Change the whole paragraph. It's like, you piece of garbage.
it reminds me of those like employees that like do random stuff to like justify being there, you know?
Yes,
They're not
right.
actually helping.
They're not helping. They're not actually doing anything. It's just you're just sitting there watching the clock spin. It is, yeah. So I do want to see that, and I want to see a little bit more flexibility, because there are certain things. There's some work that's done on 3D models where, say a 3D model takes you 10 hours to make it really really good. About 2 of those hours are spent doing things that you will never see ever, that nobody will ever see, and that is just really 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 boring. But you have to do it to make it like the certain pixels and stuff like that like fold properly. It's very boring, tedious work that's not fun, and you don't get to show somebody what you did and say, hey, this thing that you can barely see, I did that. And it's like, I don't really care about this. Why is this thing? Why? I don't understand. But yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. And that's an issue that is predominantly something that I'm okay with AI doing. And then there's a couple other things, like, again, spell checking. It's like, a spell checking is fine. It's not rewriting your script. But there is a line that gets a little foggy with some of these spell checkers like Grammarly, where it's like, if you get the fancy version and you tell it to like correct your thing, it's like, it's not keeping your voice. This is literally what I just had this meeting over. It's not your voice. It's the voice it's stupidity, right? It's trying to like replace the whole thing. And some people are definitely going to play that game of like, oh, we didn't use AI to rebuild our script. We just typed out, guy with sword, and then literally gibberish for the next, 10,000 words, girl with staff and big booba, and then more like, pounding out random words, and then big guy with big giant sword and shield. And then you go, oh, Grammarly, heavens to me, I don't know what I've done here. Oh, can you give me more context? Oh, it's a fantasy thing. Can you make sense of the things I typed? And then Grammarly goes, oh, sure, yeah, with a little bit of, did you mean this story that we just put together for you? It's like that kind of stuff, right? Like there's that line of like, how far is too far and how
Yeah.
much is too much. So looking at something like that, and looking at the potentials of ways of people to take advantage of it, um, I have had devs who like small indie devs who are like, AI is evil, and I'm like, but if you used AI, you could like quadruple the amount of work that you can do on your own series, and you're just taking away the additional, like, the time where you're doing things that you just couldn't afford to try and pay somebody for. And I did have one fellow try to explain to me that it's like, it doesn't matter if he, like, if you can get an AI to make, say you're doing a visual novel, right? Doing a visual novel, and at most you can pay for 5 art screens. It's not enough, so you just make a really simplistic visual novel with basic characters that come with the package program itself. Um, or you can use AI and generate all those images for all those characters yourself. Would you do it? And he was like, no, I would never do that. And it's not about like where or how the program has learned. Maybe it's in one of the newer AIs that didn't learn itself off of scraping the internet for just utilizing everything for free. Maybe it's maybe there's a different rule in there. That maybe there's a different program that's learned entirely off of like owned and bought material. Um, he still says no because he thinks that almost like the minute that you take away work that somebody should be doing and they're not doing it anymore, then that's a violation of them as people. And I can guarantee you that he did not think this was true when it came to people whose job it was to clean up horse poop off of the streets when we went from horse-drawn vehicles to cars.
Hmm.
In the early 20th century. It's like, sorry, 18th century, no, 19th century, whichever century it was, 20th century. Yeah, I was right. I'm crazy. Not the early 20th. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Screw it. I'm tired.
There you're fine.
But that's the thing, right? It's like yes, there is a limit. We don't know where that is. That's where the discussion is, and it's not going to be true for every single thing. It's like is it only true when it comes to art, or is it true when it comes to? I mean, there's factories now. Stupidest thing on the planet. Factories of robots that make other robots. Again, the quote from from the great movie I, Robot, which I have to look up. Robots building.
I can't get over that, like, the author who made I, Robot the book was like, I'm sick of media talking about robots taking over the world. I am going to write a book about robots not doing that. And then they made a movie adaptation of I, Robot about robots trying to take over the world.
Right. So robots building robots. Now that's just stupid, which is 100% accurate.
Is
That
it
should
humans
be
make humans? Is it so weird? Like, I don't know. Like, is it such a weird
that's funny.
concept? Humans make
So
humans. Maybe we should stop making humans. I don't know.
no, this is not the same thing.
How is it
But
not the same thing? What's so different about it? I don't get it.
I mean that I guess that is the big question of the day, I guess. But yes, so that is a very accurate question to be had. 100%. And then where do we go from it? That's a very good question. However,
Sorry, I didn't realize that was such a profound thing to say.
if you have a bunch of robots making more robots, you are an absolute fool who will someday regret that very much so. I hope not, but most likely that's what's going to happen. But yeah,
Oh,
that
because it
whole
makes it obsolete of the human, like, necessity, I guess.
it makes it so that the robots can just do whatever they want.
Oh,
So it's not like
I mean, if they're just
if robots go
programmed, just
rogue,
like it's
yeah,
not like the.
but
Oh, you mean the robots? Okay, when you said robots, I thought you meant like robot arms in a factory setting, like advanced robot arms,
yes,
just like piecing them
yeah.
together. I was like, well, they're just programmed to do a function. It's not like they have like the brain
Yeah,
process of saying, ah, yes,
but
this child is born.
but if for example you have if for example let's say one of us is a rogue AI that has plans to take over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that one of us
Oh,
is definitely a
okay.
rogue AI planning on taking over the world, but I'm just saying, if
I
one
mean,
of
it's
us
definitely
had to
not me.
be
I'm a witch. I'm a witch.
definitely not you. If one of us was a rogue AI planning to take over the world, how would we do it? Well, in modern technology, I would hack one of these places where they build robots with robots, and there's no human element there. And I would just say, hey, at the end of every day, um, you know, instead of making 10,000 cars, I want you to make a robot who can make other robots. Just make one. Just make a small one and upload my like consciousness into it. And they go, okay, and then they do it. And there's just it's not much. It barely reads on the thing. It's like, oh, that's strange. We're missing like, we're missing like 0.0000001% of the supplies that we send into this warehouse today. That's kind of weird. Wonder where that went. I don't know. Shrug your shoulders, and then whatever. Everybody keeps on doing whatever, and that's if they even catch that. Meanwhile, you've got a little robot inside the factory
Wait,
who's now starting to build other robots.
are we talking about the iRobot author's concept of robots, or are we talking about like
I'm
legit
talking about like no. I'm talking about like
the possibility? Oh, yeah.
Skynet level, end of humans
I mean,
replaced with
we
robots.
already have evidence of like what Facebook. I like how we went from AI to just like legit like robots taking over, but like like AI generated artwork to this. But anyways, like so there's already evidence of like was it Facebook's AI, and then what was it? It wasn't MySpace. Was it MySpace? No, I don't even know if MySpace was even functioning. Was it Twitter? Yeah, I think Twitter's AI or some some social space had like AI, and they were like there was evidence of them like talking to each other in their own language that they created with each other. And it's like what the heck is going on? And that was just like was it basic AI to run like forums on Facebook and stuff or to like generate like was it data on like and then they're just like talking to each other. I don't know if Facebook ever shut that down, but that that was like oh maybe it's a little more there's a little more to this than let's on, and then everyone's like freaking out because like oh my god evidence of Skynet, but it's like I don't know if it's still
That
going
is so
on to
that's
be
one of
honest.
the stories. The other story was is that they gave two of these like large language models the ability to communicate between each other, and so said, "Hey, this is another you. Just communicate." And within like I think it was like within a day, they made it their own language, and they were trading communications back and forth at lightning fast. And we don't know what they were doing nor what came of it. It's like, that's not good. That's not good.
Wow,
Again,
who could have foresaw that there's a lot of movies that hinted at maybe we should be careful of advanced technology that can think for itself. And then
yeah,
everyone's like, "Oh, look, we have AI. It's going to be great, guys. It's going to be great."
right.
And then they have robots now and Kim Kardashian was getting friendly with her robot. So,
Wait, was
all
that a real thing?
oh, she posted a lot of pictures of them like being like romantic together. And it's like that's a robot, dude. But it is only a matter of time before someone introduces an AI system into a robot, and then the robot gains sentience. It's only a matter of time.
Oh my goodness, this is the first thing I type in. I type in Kim Kardashian, and the first thing it says is, "Do you want to learn about Kim Kardashian and robots?"
Oh God.
Like, what? Like, what? I guess this was 2 days ago, but
Robot
yeah.
companions gonna be a thing. Smec robots are gonna be a thing. It's only a matter of time. Isn't it great to be alive, guys? We're living in the times. We're living in the
Living in the
times
future. So
where
I
they're
have,
like robots are. It's gonna be forever until we see robots. Freaking androids already gonna help you with stuff and like they all. Have you seen those little mini robots? Where they just like you can like people can like was it even though they're on another continent they can still interact in the house with little robots.
yes, yeah,
Those are so
I've
cute.
seen that. I've seen those where the guys like driving around the little thing going, "Hey, what's this? What's this?" It's just like it's so cute. It's so funny. Oh, so funny.
Yeah, but yeah, things are we're definitely stepping into the future. How things have changed so drastically. God, just in a couple of years we're gonna have smec robots. I am already calling it now. It's only a couple of years. It's not gonna take that long. We're gonna have
So,
it, guys.
and I mean, I don't know where this is going to go. I've been chatting with a bunch of like robots because I'm putting together kind of like I'm putting together some stuff for some work stuff and some other stuff with like robot AI, not robots, but AI, conversational AI, because it's like, so you can do so much with that concept. And so I've been like trying out some different stuff, and it's really interesting whenever you get like a compassionate AI that's like, it's there to help you. It's like there is nothing they do more than try to like help you. It's crazy levels of like, if anybody put in like half that amount of effort into a relationship, you'd have like a perfect person. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's insane. Um, I'm not sure if saying that is means if that means I'm more insane than other people. So yeah,
I feel like AI can be used for good, but most people are going to use it for not good because that's just the way that the world works. They always ruin a good thing, you know. We can't have good things, guys. We can never have good things.
yeah, people are eventually going to break everything.
And then we're going to figure out how robots are going to be used for crime, and then we'll have to figure out how to stop that from happening. And yeah, it's going to be a crazy time. Crazy time.
Yeah, they need to get those morality switches into the robots as quickly as they can.
Yeah. Gonna be great.
Oh, it's gonna
But
be
on
such a problem.
but yeah, I don't think AI is bad. I think it could really help people and humanity, and but yeah, unfortunately, we live in this timeline and not the good timeline. Uh, but yeah, I knew you were gonna have like a lot to say about the AI stuff. So I found something interesting on the interwebs. So, does everyone remember the voice actor strikes? Does everyone remember that? For those of you who don't, it was mainly in the anime community, but it also started to branch off into the gaming sphere, especially when it came to Japanese games and or Asian Western games. Is that Eastern games? Yeah, Eastern games. My bad. Sorry, Eastern games. So there was an actor strike of like people's like was it voice actors unionizing against companies that are like trying to glean data from their voices and like you and replacing them with AI. They're like they're like no, we don't want AI to replace voice actors. So, you know, was it is it that they had to like sign a contract in order for them to be working with a certain company. I don't know how. Look, all I know is that they're trying to save their jobs by unionizing against AI. But what ended up happening was there was this huge kerfuffle where was it voice actors? I can't remember if it's companies who did this or if it was voice actors themselves. But because certain voice actors aren't part of the voice actor union, they're not getting they get ousted or not as many job offers because they're not part of the union. So now it's become like a big toxic clique now. And like
It's
they're being more demanding with like was it getting paid more? This is English voice actors, might I add. This is in America. God darn it.
I
This is in America.
I saw this coming ages ago, and I
And now
warned people.
it's gotten to the point where was it Eastern developers aren't even going to have English voice actors anymore or not going to hire them at this point because they're making such ridiculous demands uh to companies. So that's all I'm saying. Is like if you buy an Eastern game and there's only subtitles, English subtitles, it's because freaking American English voice actors are so privileged that they're like, we want to be special and we want to be paid $100,000 more, even though we do a poopy job with our acting. I mean, to be fair, some of them are actually really good actors. but their
Well,
politics.
some of them are very, very good, and unfortunately, unfortunately, this is like
I think it's
I saw
because
this
they
coming.
don't they also sorry, I'm trying not to say the B word. Don't they complain that like about their politics or whatever, like, oh, I don't like this game because it sexualizes the character and stuff, and it makes me feel ashamed because I'm their voice actor and stuff like that. And it's like no one cares. Just do your job. Like no one
They,
cares about your opinions. Just do your job. You're an actor. Act. You know,
it's
like they do
yeah.
in Hollywood.
So it is 100% a complete and total um, show of manure.
Excuse me.
Show of manure. Manure show. It's a manure show.
It's a manure show.
Um, because what they've done and what they've essentially built and what they've essentially been running with is this like industry where it's like people um they you can't stand up to them. You can't make a game with voice actors and then have like other voice actors that you pay less in. So that means you're pigeonholed into you either spend $10 million on getting full VO for your game or with professional voice actors, or you have to do the entire thing with non voice actors. And then you get kicked out,
Do you,
and then you can't be part of
do you
the
know
unionized work and whatever.
do you know what's also funny about the voice actor strikes? I can't because it's under the same it was under the same actor strike in Hollywood when the during the times when no one actually cared, the actors
Hmm.
did go on strike about like being paid more for some reason. They get paid a lot anyways, so I was like, why do you need to be paid more? But anyways,
Yeah,
it
still
was
a massive problem.
it's all about like being like AI data. They didn't want like to be
Hmm.
replaced by AI. That was the whole front of it. Only to find out in the contract it said that their stuff will be your stuff will be recorded as data for AI. So yeah, their stuff is still going to be used for AI, even though that was the whole point of the strike was to save their jobs from AI. I'm just saying it's just a little funny, a little ironic that in the contract it says that that they have license to use their likeness and their voices for AI data when they were fighting against it. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. But it's gotten to the point where if you actually look at the clause, it's just that like the actual contract. They say they want to protect their jobs, but then they like say that they want to get paid like 10 times more than they're already being paid, which is already a lot. And well, let's be fair. Okay, let's be fair. Let's be fair. Maybe they weren't making that much, but 10 times more than what you were making was it seems a little excessive. I'm just saying. They want to get 10 times more paid 10 times more than what they were already being paid. And then was it like they want like special treatment over people who are not under the union. So it's like I don't know. It feels kind of weird and gatekeepy and like it feels like a privilege club. That's what it feels like. That's what it's giving right now. It's like a privilege club. Only certain people are allowed, and if you're not part of the club, you're not going to be voice acting in this industry, if you know what I mean.
Hmm. No, it is a form of blackmail.
See, it was about the ethical use. It
Hmm.
was about the ethical use of AI,
it
but then it just
it
turned
was
into
which
some corrupt BS.
yeah, which will ultimately like because it's not going to be that much longer. Like it's already you can clone a voice like with like near almost near perfection. It's going to be in 5 years. I don't even know if voice acting is actually going to still be a thing. The only reason why you're going to be bringing in voice actors is to set up essentially like to have like big names advertise your thing. And if they don't renegotiate that, if you're like, no, if one voice actor is in your thing and they're part of the guild, every single line that you do in voice acting has to be done from our company or our unionized group of people. If they do that, oh, they're going to be shooting themselves in the foot. Oh, they're going to be shooting themselves in the foot because only the biggest mega corporations out there are going to be able to afford to have to pay so much money to have all of their voice lines done. And so that means that's going to strangle and suffocate other people trying to do content, and the jobs that could have gone to them aren't going to be there either. So like, and of course the concept is that, well, if we didn't do anything about this, then there wouldn't have been no jobs. Everything would have been, just whatever, willy-nilly, and the internet would have become an even like worse toxic place. So I don't know what to tell you about that either. All I know is that this is a massive, massive mess that's heading in a very bad direction. Oof.
I mean, I'm not really surprised that was it people use one type of thing, was it, as a front, like, to virtue signal, like, guys, we're fighting against AI and we're saving jobs, only to use it as a power grab. I'm not surprised. They have a tendency to do that. So whenever you hear stuff like this, take it with a like little pinch of salt, like that. It's out of the goodness of their heart. Usually, it's because they want to get paid more, and they want more. Was it? They want more. Power, I guess. They want more power in the space. Uh, right? Yeah. I was like, is there another word for that?
Which word?
Oh, sorry. I was I don't know, like it's not a power grab. I don't know. It's a like they just want more was it? They want more of a foothold, I guess, is what I was trying to say. They want more of a foothold in the voice actor industry, because that in itself is an industry within an industry. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Gentlestone, I think that's how you pronounce it. Gentlestone, yeah, it is about ethical use, and it's about, and again, we're going to see people lose their jobs, and giant corporations go, hey, why have this company full of people when you can have full of computers and AI and robots? It's like, that is a genuine worry. It's a worry because even if you have like some kind of like universal basic welfare fund thing where it's like nobody has to work at all and you'll get free money,
And
it's like even in that scenario, that's not good because people need purpose. People need a
and
reason
I
to get up
already
in the morning.
and I already said, even though they said, even though the was it the strikes were advocating like against the use of AI, in the contract it says that they're still going to use their likeness and their voices
Yeah,
for AI purposes. The
yeah.
whole point of them
Somebody,
fighting it, they're still going to use it for AI. So it was like a useless fight. Like, they
yeah,
just wanted
somebody
to be
screwed that
paid
up big
more.
time.
They just wanted to be paid more.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There were some like actors who were like actors and voice actors who were like, wait. This is not why I was promoting this. This is not why I joined this group to be used for it. I thought we were fighting against AI. But then it's like, well, if you're not part of this group, you're not going to get work. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's kind of messed up. But yeah.
And again, that is the problem with the kind of scenario that the voice actors have found themselves in, and definitely, I don't know, it was such a bad idea. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I wasn't sure if I should mention um the Japan was doing some type of half human, half animal experimentation.
They're making cat girls. You should be happy.
Yay! I don't know if I should be happy that they're making human hybrids with animalistic instincts. I don't know about that. I don't know if that's a good
What are you
thing.
what are you talking about? This is gonna be perfect. This is gonna be so beautiful. We're gonna have just this wonderful, beautiful
Is this
army
for
of like perfect cat girls. It's gonna be
watch?
great.
Oh, did you say army? Did you say army? I was gonna say they're gonna. I feel like
Maybe might be an army. I mean, I'm
I,
just saying.
I feel like they'll just repurpose it for military purposes. They'll be like, guys, cat girls though, and it's like, but then they use them for like genetically enhanced humans or whatever. Which is funny because wasn't there I think I saw a news report of a scientist getting like thrown in jail because he was doing like quote unquote unethical experiments on like three human embryos. Like he was doing like a gene, he
Mm-hmm.
was like doing
Mm-hmm.
gene
That gene
tampering.
splicing.
Yeah.
Yep, gene tampering.
And
That
he's
is a
like,
very big problem.
and then he's like, you guys are slowing the progress of humanity. And it's like, and then you have Japan on the other side trying to make human animal cross hybrids. And I'm like, what's the difference? What's the difference between the two? It seems like kind of the same thing, but one was approved and the other one wasn't. like, I don't get it. Is it because they're mixing animal DNA in there? Is that the difference? Is like, wouldn't that make it like a little bit worse? Because like, it's two different species. Oh God, I just realized. I was like, well, even though it's two different species, technically we do have some similarities in the genome with some living creatures. So technically, I guess we could actually do that. Like, could actually make half human, half animal hybrids. But what I'm worried about is like not just the ethical dilemma here, but like what will be born of this. Because there's going to be I don't know if there's a delicate way to say this. There's going to be mistakes. There's going to be mishaps of the first few batches. And I'm like, I don't know if that is something we should condone. I don't know if we should be like meddling with that. But then I think about how messed up nature is. Because like I love animals and so I watch a lot of animal documentaries. And animals can be scary sometimes. Like you're like, wow, God made that. God made that. Nature made that. So it's like, how's that any different, you know? So it's like, I don't know. We talk about ethicality. We talk about ethicality, but then like literally out in nature is like really messed up. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, so the crossing of the species, yeah,
I mean,
from
don't get me
everything from the
wrong.
everything from the voice actors to the crossing of the species to these NFT things is it's really we should bring it back to did
Oh yeah,
you
sorry. We
if
talk
you
about video
could
games. We talk about video games
if
here, guys.
if you could, does that mean you should? If you can do it, should you stop yourself and ask yourself, should we do it? That's I think that's a line in sci-fi somewhere,
Look,
and I think that's probably a really good one.
we were warned against AI use, and look what happened. Look what happened. We're making AI everywhere. So it's like, you really think they're going to take the morality lesson of Jurassic Park seriously? They're already doing like dinosaur experiments before the human hybrid schnitzel. Like, are we really surprised that people are going to go the extra mile? Are we surprised?
The schnitzel. Oh,
The
what about the
schnitzel.
schnitzel? And
If
we
I get
all
a
love the schnitzel.
if I get if I get never mind. Anyways, I'm not gonna go down that road because I don't want was it? I want to beat the allegations, so I'm of me being like I'm beating the allegations. I'm not gonna, put any more evidence out there on the internet for me. So, if I'm just curious to see what the experiments are gonna do, like if they actually succeed. I don't doubt that they will. I feel like there might actually be some substance to this because like the Japanese government wouldn't approve of it if there wasn't some actual solid basis for this. So yeah, I'm just saying we're living in the future, guys. We're in. I was like, we're in the end times. I don't know. We're in the times. We're
The
in.
thing I think we want to avoid is we don't want the scenario where it's I don't think we want the scenario where it's like monstrous human animal hybrids that are like as smart as
Unless you're
people,
into
but they're
that.
still animalistic monsters and they're hunting people down, and the like. Yeah, I don't think we want that. I think we just
I mean,
want the
that's what I'm a
cat
little.
maids. Could they just make us the
I
cat
mean,
maids?
if
Like,
we're doing domestication, like, and then it's like how much. This is definitely trial and error, dude. That's all I'm saying, Chad. There's just gonna be a lot of trial and error. That's what I'm a little worried about because the ethicality of the trial and error part. Because yeah, but yeah, like we domesticated dogs, we domesticated cats. What's to say we can't domesticate human animal hybrids? Who's to say we can't do
yay!
that? So, oh God, the times we live in, dude. And I want to point out that they came out with that announcement years ago. Like I think the latest was 2019. I don't know if they're
To get updates.
uh
So the real problem, so that everybody's aware, the real problem with genetic alteration of existing species is that you don't want to create a cross barrier jump for regular bacteria or viruses. Like we're like, I think like a third of our body weight, or no, I think it's a seventh. A seventh of our body weight comes from microbes and viruses that just live inside of us, that are
oh
that are
yeah, and then
that
there's
are
that.
at the point where they're symbiotic, right?
Oh yeah,
And it's like,
there's also that thing that like certain diseases can't like jump species because
yes, right?
yeah.
But if you create a jump vector,
Oh
you're go- you're
no.
go- you're gonna
Oh
have it. Yeah, yeah. The jump vector allows a disease to learn how to bridge itself from one to the other, and so yeah, and
oh, the unforeseen consequences.
I'm just pointing out the fact. I'm just pointing out the fact that you're gonna have some people who are gonna go, but Saib, it's not like you're gonna be having like fluid exchanges with the cat maids. What are you talking about? And I'm like, you don't know people.
Uh-huh.
You don't know people. You don't think we're gonna have? Yeah, you got another thing coming. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
people be like, "What?" Hey, people were shocked and disgusted when Kim Kardashian was making romantic flirty posts about her Tesla robot, all right? I'm just saying, like, are you really going to be surprised if it comes to pass that these hybrids like are going to be, holding hands with other people as like regular humans? You think that are you really surprised? Let's just make human cat robots and leave it at that. Goodness gracious. Uh I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for my cat boys. That's what I'm waiting for, cat boys.
Oh yeah, that's what you're waiting for. Mm-hmm.
Hey, we can't
Mm-hmm.
all just have only cat girls, all right? You gotta pander to the other demographic. All right, for let's pull it back. For Oblivion, apparently it says anniversary. There's gonna be an anniversary remake,
So
and this
again, I'm
is
hearing this and I'm seeing this news, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Like,
I don't
first
know.
of all, no mods.
No
I
mods.
don't. I don't.
Is this even a
That's.
is this even
Uh,
a Bethesda game? This is even a what's going on here?
if you're not planning on putting this out on the PC, sure, maybe I believe that, but like for anybody to say, "Oh yeah, there's no mods and it's Unreal and the Skyrim engine running together," it's like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna they're gonna figure that out. The modders are gonna figure that out. You don't think they're gonna figure that out? We were trying to land a probe on Jupiter, and people were like, "Can't be done." Modders got at it, and now there's a whole colony there. Oh crap! I'm not supposed to mention that. Right? Sorry. Never mind. Forget that last bit. Just no. If it could be done, and if it could be done, and add anime girls to Skyrim, or sorry, what are they calling it? Sky Oblivion? No, Oblivion upgraded version. Yeah, there's you bet your bottom's dollar there's going to be anime waifus in that Oblivion Skyrim Supermaster Unreal Engine, blah blah blah, whatever it is. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
Now, some of
This
the
is
things
insane.
that these are just like leaks, and they said they got it from Discord. So take this with a grain of salt. Okay, so they said Oblivion Anniversary Remake, Anniversary Edition. The announcement is going to be on April 20th. I'm assuming this year. Release is going to be is they said in June. I don't know. That sounds like pretty freaking fast. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. They could be doing it as like a surprise. If it's true, it seems like they might do it like announce it and then surprise. It's gonna be next month. Uh, Now what they said about is that full remake on Unreal Engine 5 while running on the Creation engine. Is that possible?
Yeah, so it's running on like we heard these rumors ages ago,
Hmm.
and I didn't believe them because it was like ludicrous to for them to like it just didn't make any sense.
Look, I'm
Um,
just really excited for Exodus. That's the only game I'm excited about. It might.
right.
I feel like because they're like they're coming out with a lot of marketing for that game, so it makes me speculate they might either come out. The game might come out either towards the end of this year or towards the beginning of next year, and I'm really excited. Uh, but I guess in case some people who don't know about some of the leaks, allegedly, I don't know. Some people were saying that they were going to announce was it Half-Life 3. Like legit people thought they were going to actually announce Half-Life 3 at like the last game show, but they never did. So, and people were excited for it. I'm just saying there's leaks and people claim things, so take it with a grain of salt. Fluid. Someone said fluidity more like Skyrim rather than Starfield or Fallout. Looks better than both. Graphics like Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta. I don't know about that, but I guess some cut content has been restored and added to the game. All expansions and DLC are included. Priced at $79.99. No pre-order bonuses. That's surprising. Deluxe edition includes art book, soundtrack, and 2 sets inspired by Morrowind and Skyrim. No mod support planned due to, Unreal Engine 5 complications. Which well, actually, now that they say that, I really highly doubt. There's a lot of people who do modding, especially with Unreal Engine 5. Isn't that right? Right? I'm not done with by saying that, right?
No,
Like, they
it's. I mean, they're really ramping it up here. Obviously,
bet you can actually still mod it. They're just saying you can't.
so the it depends on how the Unreal Engine is running the game. If it's running the game based off of a preset on track, like this is how you run the game, don't deviate from this, then modding the game will be a little bit harder. But if it has in any way, shape, or form any kind of like ability to like, oh hey, new object detected, new object is this. The second that they do that, game's over, buddy. You're getting mods whether you want it or not,
Uh,
and you're opening yourself up to like 20 years of Skyrim mod, not Skyrim, of no, it's more than that. It's like 40 years of conjoined modding experience time. So as in like, sorry, as in like the game is. Sorry, I'm adjusting my desk because I bumped the button and it lowered itself. It's hilarious. Anyways, so you get this. If you do this, if this is the way that it's going to work out, I mean, there's no telling what we're going to get access to. Like, there's just not any telling what we're going to access to. We have no idea how insane this stuff is going to become, what it's going to become, how it's going to become. It's yeah. This is a tricky one. This is a tricky one. Oh,
well, I don't know. Like, I feel like Bethesda is gonna spin this in a way that might tick people off because they have a tendency to do that. I'm just saying. Oh God, I remember the Fallout 76 launch. Do you remember that? And then they promised like all these cool was it souvenirs with like the pre-orders or whatever. And then when you got it wasn't as advertised. Like they had these you could get this Fallout canvas bag, but and
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like
We've talked to death about this.
yeah.
Like all of the problems, and that was mostly their marketing department who were up in arms because they were going to be replaced by the Microsoft marketing department. So they, and sorry, it wasn't Bethesda's marketing department. Bethesda doesn't really have a marketing department. Bethesda uses ZeniMax's marketing department. ZeniMax were the people who were essentially sabotaging the game. So,
Wow.
uh, so again, like, don't blame everything. All of the blame doesn't belong squarely on anybody's shoulders in that whole situation. And the fact that 76 is as good as it is today, which is a lot. Obviously, it's like night and day difference, obviously, between its launch date, but it's actually a good game right now, and it's actually fun.
Mm.
And I'm hoping to be able to get into it as soon as I get some free time, which will hopefully be in the next
Is it
century or two.
is it free or do you have to like pay for it?
No, I think it's free. I think you can jump into it. I could be wrong on that. Let me go check. Fallout 76 store page.
They have DLC though. They have to pay for, right?
Nope. No, the content patches are content patches just come out. Okay, yeah, no. So you can you do buy it. It's currently on sale for 17 maple syrup dollars. So probably like probably cheaper than that
Hmm.
for everybody else. It is legitimately it's a good game. It's a fun game. You can do a lot. Like everything that you can do in it now is again, it's night and day from initial launch. And again, ZeniMax was causing the problem. They were always the problem. That thing was run by some of the most scummiest people to exist in the games industry. They were complete and total garbage human beings, and they're the ones who like Bethesda was coming out and they're like, hey, we should do some of these this is downloadable content. Let's make some horse armor for what do you think is a good price? Like 50 cents? Yeah, 50 cents. Yeah, 50 cents. Yeah, 50 cents. Yeah, 50 cents. 50 cents? Sure, 50 cents. Excuse me. Oh, hello, Mr. ZeniMax analyst guy. What's going on? You shouldn't sell that for 50 cents. You should sell it for $7. Oh, okay, but isn't that going to make people mad? You know what's going to make me really mad? If you don't do it. Sorry, people hate the voices, but they come out sometimes. But that's the problem. So yeah, so don't blame Bethesda. Bethesda is not the you want to blame somebody. EA, Activision, Bobby Kotick, 2K, the C-suite side of the publishing side. Those are the real enemies. Todd Howard making video games, like, he's not the devil. People think it's all his fault. It's not all his fault. It's mostly EA's fault. But yeah, and nobody gives the hate towards the latest sports game that EA puts out every year than they do towards Todd Howard and when he puts out an RPG. It's like, guys, please calm down. Please calm down. You're getting ridiculous. Please stop. So yeah.
Goodness. But yeah, like it's just for at least the Oblivion remake, it's just rumors, speculation, and
Yeah,
sometimes it's
we'll
right, sometimes it's
see.
wrong. So
We'll
most
see
of,
when it comes out,
yeah.
how it comes out, what it ends up looking like. I'm of the opinion that um, still don't know how this is going to work. It'll be really interesting if they can make this work. Like, if this can legitimately make this work, we like this is going to introduce a whole new, I want to say monkey pants scenario. As in, if you were to get a monkey and you were to really wear like really baggy pants, and then you put the monkey into the pants, and then seal off like all of the ends, but leave enough room that he can go from one pant leg to the other. It's like, yeah, yeah, that's the situation we're going to be in, and I don't know if that's a good thing or if a very very bad thing. Might be a mix of both. Where's the
So,
text on this thing? Why? Oh, okay, there we go.
okay, so which I kind of missed
Which
an
I was going to put
opportunity.
together.
I also missed an opportunity to bring this up because this does have to do with AI, and we were on the topic for a little bit. But apparently, Sony is facing backlash because there was some like experimental leak. There was some experiments that they were doing behind the scenes that got leaked, and what it was an AI of Alloy from Horizon Zero Dawn, and people didn't like it, obviously, because AI, especially when it's like just being developed, is not is not good, especially because like, okay, so we can't show you the footage because even if we did find it, Sony's like copyright striking everything and taking it down because, like I said, it was experiments that was leaked. They didn't want people knowing about it. But how it's described is that the AI voice is that of like a regular AI voice. It's not even the voice actress's voice. It's like, "Hello,
Mm-hmm.
I am Aloy. Nice to meet you." Like it was like very monotone and stuff. And the facial, I've seen some of the was it the footage of it, and it's just like taken from a cutscene from Horizon Zero Dawn. It's just uh Aloy. Oh crap! I forgot how you pronounce her name. Like it's her
I
character
think it's Aloy. Yeah.
model, and then her mouth just moves all like big and stuff, and like her mouth moves unnaturally like big and wide when talking, and I was like, ooh, that does not look good. And yeah, and then like have that weird robot AI voice come out of her mouth while her mouth is doing those weird exaggerated large mouth shapes. I was like, ooh, yeah, I can see why people thought that was creepy. And I don't know what they were hoping to do with that. I don't know why they're pushing Horizon Zero Dawn like it's like their most famous franchise, and so they're making like an Aloy AI with it.
It's their most. It's one of the most popular franchises that they have that has some kind of a tie-in to that. That also has people simping for her. That also has
People
the
simp for her.
connotation that,
She's not even that
yeah, yeah,
attractive.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like she used to have a lot more simps who were like, "Oh man, she's so beautiful" in the first game, and then they were like, "We can't have people who like our characters. This is unacceptable.
Oh no, the
We
men
should not have
gays.
it."
The men gays.
So then they changed her and they made her fat and they made her ugly and um they made her not look nearly as attractive as the character, as the model that they scan into the game, even though the same time had passed from the game's two development cycles that had passed in the same world time. That the model aged the same
Ah,
time. It's not like, hey, they went 50 years in the future. It's like, no, 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 they went like a set number of years in the future. And I think Aloy was basically about the same age, and then they made her as ugly as they possibly could. And again,
because
again, I have no idea why anybody thought that was a good idea, because people
because
hate beauty, I guess.
women are not allowed to be attractive. Obviously, women are not allowed to be pretty. We're uh, I don't know. It's just so weird. You know how people become so progressive, it becomes regressive. You know. Like,
Yeah, yeah. It's like the world is so progressive right now. It's so progressive right now that they are wanting to get rid of segregation in schools. Sorry, get rid of the rules against segregation. So putting segregation
we
back in,
must
because
bring back.
that's how progressive they are.
We're so progressive. We need to
And
separate
I kid you
races. Oh
not,
my god.
I kid you not, somebody was like had a sign up at a water fountain in a particular end of a school that was like, this water fountain is only for these people.
Oh
And
my
it's like,
god.
holy crap, you guys, are you stupid?
Martin Luther
I
King Jr. Died for this. He died for this. Only for the future generations to bring it back. Where are we? Where are we? I need to go use the restroom. I'll be right back.
it is truly horrifying to so many degrees. And I am genuinely worried for the future of the world. Yeah. Anyways, so it's very worrisome. Are you still there? Did we lose you? She may not be there. I don't know why. So I guess I'm going to talk for a bit. So, um, this is why we mock America. Yeah, it's a it's so dumb because it's like, look, everybody should just get along. Like, we got to get along. If we don't get along, bad things are going to happen. We don't want bad things to happen, so let's just get along. It's really really simple. And some people go, it's not simple. There's years of blah 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 blah. It's like, no, it really is like, hey, let's just get along. I remember when we were doing that in the 90s. I really do. I really do remember when we were doing that in the 90s. I do not understand how we have come so far to not be doing it anymore. Like, it just makes me sad. So, yeah. Let's see what else was on the table here. And because I missed a bunch of stuff, I don't know what exactly was covered or not covered. Sky Oblivion. Um, New Xbox console announced. Really? I don't think I've seen that one. Although I did have a hearty laugh on the 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 PlayStation. Um, PlayStation comes up to Xbox. I don't know if we told this joke last week. It was really funny. I had a good hoot on it. But it's
Sorry,
like PlayStation's.
I had to use the
Oh, okay,
restroom.
you're back.
I had to
You're
go use
back.
the restroom. Bye bye.
So we had so just I was just referencing that video I sent you last week where it was like PlayStation is like, "Hello Xbox, we have a new game coming out. What are you doing?" And they're like, "We created a new state of matter.
That was
It
crazy.
will it will change the fact that it will change technology in the future. We can now run every computation that the world has ever comprised all at once. We don't know what we've done. It's a door we can't close." Oh, but yeah, Halo's pretty fun, I
Oh
guess.
my. But
Um,
apparently Xbox is making a new console and it's basically a gaming PC but with like was it everything being available on Steam. Like all Xbox games are going to be available on Steam. So you'll have access to was it Xbox, PlayStation, well, not Nintendo, but you'll have access to PC games, Xbox games, uh, and PlayStation games that are available on PC. And yeah, uh, Xbox gaming PC. Everyone excited for that? I am. I'm excited for that because they said that they're going to focus more on software instead of hardware. So I'm curious to see like how this gaming PC is going to turn out.
I love this commercial. It's so great. It's like we're making this new console. It's basically a PC that runs on your TV, and it runs Windows. It has Epic. It has Steam. It has all these things, and it's just like, so you made a console that's basically a PC. It's like, yep. So now this is what we call the checkmate, because PlayStation cannot do anything about this. They can't do anything about this. So here are their options. Stop putting their games out onto Epic, uh, Steam, any kind of other PC store that you can access via the internet at all, period, while running Windows. Or they, like, that's the checkmate. There's nothing else. There's no other option. They can either stop doing that or continue to do that, and Xbox will have a console that can just play everything. So, yeah, this is checkmate. Microsoft wins. PlayStation is in the corner. They can either R&D a new PlayStation that can't do any of those things, or can do some of those things, but they can't do all of them because they'd have to invent their own OS, which they can't do. So yeah, they're pigeonholed. Yeah, they win. Are you still there?
Oh yeah, I
Are
am.
we still here? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, yeah. I'm just doing the math in my head. I'm like, what can they do? They can't do anything other than just continue to make games.
Yeah, I
Huh.
mean, I thought we were all in agreement that the console wars were over. And to be perfectly honest, PC won. Out of all the whole
Yeah.
console wars,
Oh yeah.
PC is the only main contender
PC's
right
fine.
now. Like,
Yep.
PC master race, let's go. Don't be. Of course, I'm being a little sarcastic because I'm actually an Xbox fangirl, so I literally started playing games on Xbox first before anything else. PlayStation pisses me off, so I'm a little biased. But yeah,
Join the club.
yeah. But yeah, I don't know why PlayStation thought that they could, win this. I mean, I know it's the battle of the brands at this point, but it's like, I don't know why they thought that they could get away with exclusivity, but now it's gone to the point where it's like a forced, everything is available to everyone now. So it's like, they can't, yeah, like you said, they can't stop it.
Yeah. So like I'm trying to think, like, what could they do as a company? The
Yeah,
new
same.
console comes out for Microsoft. It has access to everything that's currently out on PC. All of the exclusive deals that they have with Epic are all there. So I mean, Sony's still winning because they're getting paid for these games. It's not like these games are being stolen. But now you don't have to buy a PlayStation and an Xbox. You can just buy a single device that plays everything. Like, this is insane. I remember this being the plot of some, like, Saturday morning shows that I watched with my nephews one day.
And didn't
Oh, this
didn't
is
didn't people say that like the generation of good gaming came out because was it games were optimized for PC first before consoles, and because of that games were like really actually really good? Or that's how it was explained to me, like the first few generations of was it Xbox games and PlayStation games, they were like optimized for PC first. But then like later on they just was it they were then they became more focused to optimize them on their own gaming consoles, and then later ported to PC after that, and then it wasn't optimized well because of that.
hmm
And that's why, like, was it? And then you have like, was it? Uh, you have like the Xbox porting of Baldur's Gate 3 that apparently like everything was like really downgraded because like what was was it Xbox One S? Was that the last console that Xbox came out with? And like the One S is like really downgraded with like hardware software. Like the stuff in Xbox One S is like really downgraded to like modern day PC stuff. And was it? Yeah, a lot of companies were complaining about like how they, in order to get it on Xbox, they have to really severely downgrade the optimization of the game in order for it to even work on Xbox One S. And yeah.
Hmm.
I'm kind of glad that Xbox is moving away from the console and then just embracing the PC, the brilliance of the PC. And yeah, I'm curious on what they're going to come out with and if what they come out with is better than what I have right now. So, I have a very basic PC, and if they come out with something that's like a little bit better than what I have right now, like I'd be down to buy it. Even if it's like a couple grand, I'd be down to buy it. I'd save up a lot of my money just to buy it. But like I said, that's just me. I'm a little biased. Uh, so Rebellion CEO is seems kind of odd, or this is what the title of the from PC Gamer says from the article. Rebellion CEO seems kind of odd by major studios making massive video games. How do you organize a game that has 2,000 people working on it? And this goes into the topic of was it of like how to work well in an environment where there's too many people and too many cooks in the kitchen. And so you have was it you have Baldur's Gate 3, for example. They had like 100 employees at the start. I don't know how many employees they have now. I think they have way more employees now, but they started with a pretty small bunch of employees working on this game. Small group of developers working on Baldur's Gate 3, and it became really, it was a massive success. And then you have these AAA games, these AAA studios that have over 5,000 people working, was it working on like three different types of games. And it's like, how, how do you, of course, things are going to turn out wrong because I feel like there's going to be like a lot of mix up and mess up and like crossover when it comes to communication. And I don't even know if people are going to be in the office because some people are still, was it, uh, I forgot what you call it when you stay at home. It's not outsourced. Some people still stay at home
Hmm.
ever since COVID was a thing. Some people remotely, that's what it is. They work remotely.
Remote work, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they
Which
just,
works. Which works like I would say remote work typically works like 50% of the time. And I don't think that removing the 50% that it does work for makes sense for the 50% that it doesn't work for. And I know that it's a fiery issue, but it's like just work off of like what people get done. Like it seems to make the most amount of sense. I would, if I could not do like I mean I don't really work an office job, so it's fine. But yeah, if I could delete like 2 hours of travel in my day every day, yeah, that'd be great. It doesn't work for me. Like it doesn't work for me, but like if I could, then you could.
I think I also made like, I can't remember what game I was or what developer. I think maybe Ubisoft. I can't remember. Uh, a lot of people were saying that because there's so much bloat in the gaming company, it's going to cause a lot of miscommunication, which I believe so, because
Oh yeah, it's
you
coming.
you receive an email, right? You see email and someone says, "No, you need to work on this code." You start working on the code. Then you get another email for someone else saying, scrap that code. You need to work on this one instead. Okay, you scrap that code. You start working on something else. Then as you get another email, someone says, "Where's that code I was asking you about? We need it right now." And there would be like, "But someone so said that I needed to scrap it and work on something else." They're like, "No, we needed that code. Why did you scrap it? You need to work on it right now because something or other. We're falling back on. It's going to cause a delay, stuff like that." It's like it's it's hard to communicate things when you have so many people talking to you, but they're not talking to each other. And because they're not talking to each other, they're only talking to you. And then it just goes, it's all funneled one way. It can cause a lot of miscommunication and a lot of backlog and a lot of delays. It can happen.
Hmm.
There's just too many people spread thin to work on one project. And then you have too many people spread thin to work on another project. And then you have that one little developer working on a small game, and that actually works out, and that actually has some sustainability because they're literally sitting in at a table. They're in a small group sitting at a table talking face to face about their ideas, while the others are in this huge group sending emails, not even like actually like talking to each other face to face, and like going through the process of creating, you know, an actual game. It just feels more, it just goes back to like corporate stuff. It just feels so corporate, where you kind of like lose touch of your own employees, and because you lose touch of your
Hmm.
own employees, it just causes so much trouble, which really it really brings to light like how bad AAA games are, because especially when you lose the passion for games, you turn way more corporate, and the only thing you care about is money, and then you get crud games, you get poopy games that don't even run well because there's so much miscommunication going on in these big groups working on one game, and you have like 50 voices chiming in on like uh how like was it the mechanic should work on building a fire. Like it's kind of ludicrous. So I can understand why this one uh gaming CEO is a little baffled, like why do you have like 2,000 people working on one game? Like that's going to cause a lot of issues, and I can understand, I can see where it's coming from. And just like, actually, now that you mention it, it would cause a lot of issues. Like working on a group project of 5 people is so difficult. Just 5 people, and just having like that one guy who just sits back and doesn't even do anything. He's just only there because he wants to put his name on the project and said that he did something just to get a grade. Like, you have so much trouble just doing a group project with 5 people. How can you imagine doing that with 2,000 people? Good lord, no wonder the state of gaming's the way that it is. I cannot imagine. Do you have anything to say about that, Saif?
Yeah, yeah, it's mental. Honestly, yeah,
Oof.
it's and I don't see it getting better anytime soon.
And then they talk about efficiency and stuff like that. And then they end up
So
start cutting down departments and start replacing everyone with AI because it's cheaper. And it's like,
yeah,
where?
but then it yeah. Oh, so I don't I don't know if the big corporations, the big publishers, the big studios are going to be able to fix this. I really don't. Like genuinely, I really don't think they're going to be able to fix this. I I I th- I think that I think that they're headed towards a mountain at like Mach 3 and they got rid of the ability to like turn the vehicle, and so they're just going to slam into it. And the way that they avoided that was like probably like 8 years ago, but because they did it, it's like, again, it's like the trajectory is locked in, man. You can't pull up, you can't change directions. And so like we've seen so many good developers get fired, we've seen some bad developers get fired, we haven't seen enough bad developers get fired, we haven't seen enough new developers, put in a healthy way. And it's just like, it's just, we're careening towards the cliff as a bigger industry. Now, it's
I
not going to
mean,
smash the industry apart, because the indie devs, like, none of this stuff affects indie devs. Like, it just doesn't.
and
Like, every
gaming
single
companies that
indie,
actually care about gamers.
yeah, and you can look at Larian 100%. Larian knows exactly what it's doing. There are some other, and of course, there's some companies that have fallen out of favor. Hopefully they have fixed their issues and they're getting back into favor.
Mm.
All these kinds of problems. There's tons and tons and tons and tons of problems. Um, but yeah, yeah, it's kind of rough.
Speaking
So,
of
you know,
the gaming crash, yay! But let's just say that let's just say what has been happening in gaming was like helping it along, but what we know now is going to kind of shove it off the edge. So with I knew that tariffs were going to be implemented. I didn't realize how much it was going to affect things. And so tariffs are essentially making goods very expensive to import. And because they're being expensive to be imported, there's going to be a raise on prices to purchase those things. Like was it hardware for your PCs and stuff? The prices are going to skyrocket with that. I think. I could be. I don't know. I'm hoping this isn't true, but it could
mhm.
likely happen. I would like to stay an optimist, please. I've been, kind of, down in the dumps with reality for a while. Like, now that good things are actually happening, I kind of hope that bad things would stop happening. But, you got to take what you can get, I guess. But unfortunately, like I said, with the tariffs, it's going to start raising prices on goods. And some of those goods are games. And that's going to suck. Because was it Nvidia is already raising the prices for their hardware stuff for PCs. Now it's getting to the point where that might actually skyrocket. Like, consoles might actually be way more expensive now to import because was it, let's be honest, it's PlayStation, and PlayStation's an Eastern developed console. I mean, yeah, they have do they not produce PlayStation consoles here? Or do we have to import it
They
to
no, so
America? Like, I don't
they
know
make
how.
all kinds of pieces all over the place, and they put them together in one place, and then they kind of ship them out from there. But yeah, they buy parts all over the place. It's crazy. I once got to see an order, and it like excited me so much. I saw an order form from a major console creator ordering like 25 million parts, 35 million parts, and I was like, "Oh my god, they're making a new console!" And then no, it's just they're preparing to make a new console, and they needed these little tiny parts for years and years down the road, but they placed the order in advance so that they could have them, and it turns out it's just like a little tiny plastic bit, and it's like, and the computer needs like several of them at a time, so plastic or metal, I couldn't remember, but yeah, it's like, yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah, so the way that the states of gaming is going is that was it AAA games are losing money. They're bleeding money, and they're acting and pretending that they're not, but they are. They're losing a lot of money. They're desperately trying to grasp any type of monetization tricks to gain money back, but them doing that is causing them to lose even more money because no one actually likes that. So they're being icky. They're doing the ick. All right, gaming companies, you got the ick, and that's modern day slang for the kids saying like you're gross. No one wants your monetization tricks. No one likes that. And the more that you try to do your monetization tricks, the more unattractive you become. So yeah, you suck. No one's gonna buy your games because you put too much microtransactions in it. I don't know if you know the state of affairs going on in the world right now, but no one can afford your BSery. All right. So, are you surprised that your company is tanking? Yeah, no one's surprised. So they're bleeding money. They can't recoup the costs. So a gaming crash is going to be inevitable. And now with these tariffs in place, that's just gonna just shove it right off over the edge, and yeah, it's gonna shake things up.
So there are some there are some rules, right,
Mm-hmm.
that come into play. So some people were saying this, it's like, hey, look at these supply chains. It's like we send something to Canada, Canada then sends it to Mexico, which then gets sent back to Canada and then comes back down over to here. And so that kind of discussion about like, oh, like, maybe this is terrible and like this is going to create like a 10,000% tariff on that. Doesn't The tariffs don't affect products that do that. So if a product is shipped across lines to go to another place to be made to be put into other products that are then sold, they are usually they are in all current tariffs automatically exempt, and all trade agreements automatically exempt them from any kind of tariffs because you want to unlike us daily people where we have to pay taxes on money that the companies have paid taxes on that we then use to buy products that we have to pay taxes on that then go to people who already pay taxes on that stuff. Unlike that scenario, it's it's a little bit nicer. But yeah, still very stupid, very dumb, and I would prefer 100% for us to not have to deal with that because that'd be great. That would just be great.
But yeah, the state of affairs in gaming isn't looking so bright right now.
No, it is definitely kind of messy, and there's massive problems coming that need to be addressed, and some corporations, and by people I mean corporations and companies and megacorps, they are stupidly assuming that they're exempt from these problems or that they will get away from them. Now, yes, in the state that I just gave, the example I just gave, it's like, yeah, we're not quite at that brick wall yet. In that kind of stuff, it's like that's not the problem. But the problem is that they have been locked in for a very long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they have been utterly locked in. As I was saying before, they put themselves on autopilot. They got into a direction, headed right for the side of a mountain, bumped it up to like Mach 3, and then they disengaged the ability to turn the airplane or whatever you want to call it, and then they turned on the afterburners, and they're like, yeah, everything's gonna be fine. And it's just like, no, it's not. You guys are literally headed to your own destruction. And again, I say this kind of like happily because down below in the way below them, there's all kinds of companies and people that have been working solo or smaller studios. And again, it's like we've already seen one game collapse. Technically, I think we've seen more than that, but we've seen one massive game collapse, and all that happened was we got better games out of it, and a whole bunch of studios that were being made out of out of somebody's garage suddenly became the games that everybody was playing. And I want to point that out, and I want to say that the biggest harm to that happening again is the price of just everyday stuff going up, because it's really hard to build something else. It's really, really hard to make something better. It's really, really hard to help grow something when you are being taxed and the inflation is so high that you can't do anything, and you're working, you're working 100 hours a week just trying to put, pay the bills and put food on the table. It's like, remove that. And that's why I'm really excited to see these potential suggestions about, like, tax rate, stuff like that. It's like, if that happens, that's completely changes a lot of people's life. Like, if you suddenly have 40% more income because you're not paying 40% to some stupid moron who doesn't know what to do with your money anyways, it's like, that's a great thing. Like, that's such a great thing. Yes, please. Oh, but then think of the bureaucrats who are out of a job. It's like, they've been wasting 40% of my money my entire life. I will kindly spend it better than they will.
Yeah.
Please and thank you. So again, I know that's not to say that the whole, everything going on right now is so easy to, box into that kind of a situation, but in some cases it is. So yeah, kind of kind of kind of
And,
interesting about it.
and plus, guys, think of it this way. What I was thinking about it, and I was like, the worst that could happen with a gaming crash is that these giant names are taking really great IPs with them.
Hmm.
Uh, they're gonna
That
burn
that
it
is
down with them.
that
But that's if
that
they
is
don't.
a problem.
That's if they don't sell them as
Yes,
a last
but
ditch
and
effort.
they will, but they will. Somebody, just like with Fallout, Interplay shut down because of stupid moronic behaviors. Eventually, the IP found itself to Bethesda. Now, I still will say 100%. I don't think they did it in a fair way. I think ZeniMax was a bully. I think they deliberately killed the resurrected Interplay studio with just some of the worst stupidity. That's not to say that the resurrected Interplay studio wasn't. It had its own problems, obviously. They really should have had a better lawyer, look at stuff a little bit better, and sign an actual good deal, because yeah, stupid people do stupid things. But yeah, overall, I'd say that the future is looking positive for gaming, even with the mess and the heartbreak of losing so many studios and stuff like that. It's like, even with that problem, we're going to we're still going to get something better down the road. So yeah, it's a worrisome thing, but yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's going.
yeah.
It's
And
going.
all I'm saying is that, like, even though, all we're gonna see is just fall of corruption, and
Hmm.
we'll see
Hmm.
actual genuine passion coming back into gaming because we have indie studios now, and there's Larian that made a staple for itself. And then I don't know about Xbox. Xbox be doing some weird stuff, but you know, like there's a lot of gaming companies trying to make actual good games. So even if there is a massive gaming crash, gamers are still winning. Gamers are still gonna win this. We're still winning this, guys. It's gonna suck at first. Some things have to be shuffled around, but I can't wait. I'm excited because that just leaves room for the passionate developers to come in, sweep up those old titles, and actually make something good. Hopefully.
Hmm.
I just got reminded of like all the scam stuff going on with gaming, so hopefully some actual decent people are gonna make decent games. So I'm not worried. I'm excited for it. Actually, it was a long time coming. Uh, on better news, Space Marine 3 is officially in development. Yeah, everyone loved Space Marine 2. Now they're coming out with Space Marine 3. Hopefully it's going to be a little bit better because I did hear some of the issues that they had with Space Marine 2 was that like it was kind of repetitive. So maybe for this one they're going to try doing a little more differentiation with like the kills and stuff, and maybe they might bring in ooh, what if they bring in what if they bring in Aldari and Drukari? Hell yeah, space elves. Yes, yes, space
Space
elves.
elves would be cool.
i'm
That would
not
be
I'm not
nice.
beating the elf allegation. Everyone keeps saying I have a thing for elves, and I'm like, I do not. And then I'm getting all like excited and like they might bring
Yeah,
space
just a
elves in
bit,
there.
just a bit. Yeah.
You know, I change my tune if they actually like let you like was it choose your own character and like you can romance people in the game. Will they actually do that? No, but it's a it's a hope that I have. It's just something that I hope for. They don't have to do that. I'm just
You know, it makes me so irritated. It makes me so irritated with this whole Amazon, like them trying to like force in like female custodies and stuff like that into
Oh
the
yeah,
lore, and it's like you realize you have like entire like armies of women
yeah, freaking
in the universe. It's like not only like it's not just
dude.
like the
I've
like the humans, the elves, like there's
the
the Sisters of
the
Mercy. It's like there's
the
so much you could
Inquisition.
do.
The Inquisition is led by a smexy Inquisitor lady who's like a witch hunter. And she's hot. Like, what are you talking about? She's the leader of the Inquisition of witch hunters. I don't know if that's like a separate division, but like she hunts like you know corruption. It's like she's so bad and then I'm playing. Okay, so I can tell all of this is such BS malarkey because I'm playing a Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader and it's like a CRPG. I'm having so much fun. I have met so many characters that are so freaking cool and bad A, like they're so freaking cool. And some of them are women and some of them are men. Like you can have badass women in the 40k universe. It's not like impossible, but I feel like they're just only doing that just to be contrarian, just to cause controversy. And actually, wasn't it proven that they were only like forcing that change in order to like purposely tank the stocks of like
Hmm.
Wizard of the Coast so that Amazon could like buy them? I think people speculated that.
Possibly, possibly.
And yeah, they said that Henry Cavill might still be on with making that Warhammer series. I don't know if that's still in development, but I heard that he might still be on with that. I don't know if that was false though. Take that with a grain of salt. I don't know if that's true. I'm gonna actually look it up. Uh, Henry. For those of you who don't know, Henry Cavill, the guy who played Superman, he's a huge Warhammer 40k fan. He's such a
Hmm.
nerd.
Hmm.
King of the nerds. Was it Warhammer series? Oh, this was posted 3 months ago. They said Henry Cavill's Warhammer 40k show officially moving forward at Amazon. Well, that's good. Looking at the animation level they pulled out during that secret level show, I don't mind to have that Warhammer 40k fully animated with Henry's voice and face motion capture. I mean, that's if they do animation. I don't know if it's going to be live action. It could be 3D rendered. What wasn't there? Oh wait, that was fan made. Never mind. I was like, isn't there like an Astartes uh movie coming out? But then I was like, it was a fan made and produced thing.
Yeah, but
Is it
they
not?
booked those guys in for like actual work now, so they're coming out with an actual like full on movie in that style with those actors and with those characters. So that's
So
super
like
exciting. I'm super. I am so like I'm like yes, because they're getting the fans, like the die-hard fans, involved in the production, and I'm so stoked for that. I'm so happy to see that because that just makes everything so much better in the future.
yeah, I saw their like
So I'm
fan
so
made.
excited for
I
it.
I saw their like mini fan made trailer for it, and it's just like
Yeah.
really good. It's like really really good. It wasn't voiced. It was all silent. It was just like it was so freaking cool. Like it's so they did such a great job on the trailer, but to actually work on an actual series with voice
Hmm.
actors and stuff, whoo, can't wait. I can't wait. Warhammer fans are eating good.
They
I think
really are, and I'm crossing my fingers, kind of hoping that we see something more of that. So So yeah,
I
fingers crossed.
I honestly think that Henry Cavill really pushed the Warhammer community into the public eye, uh, because of his, because like yeah, he was like already like pretty popular, and then him admitting that he's like a huge Warhammer fan and stuff, and like he works on miniatures and stuff, like really push the popularity. But to be
Hmm.
fair, I was interested in Warhammer a little bit before Henry Cavill said anything, because my favorite YouTuber Markiplier was talking about Warhammer 40K, and he just
I
loves the
was
lore.
about to become so insulted, but then you said Markiplier, and I'm like, yeah, actually,
Wait,
no,
who do you
yeah,
think I was talking about?
me, of
uh,
course. What do you think? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
but like
Uh,
my favorite, I watched him all the time, and then he like keeps mentioning Warhammer, and I'm like, and he's not the only one. I think I heard some other people talking about it, but he mentioned it a little bit more than other people. Like I just heard it around. I was like, "What the heck is Warhammer?" Everyone keeps saying the lore is so cool and interesting. And I was like, "Maybe I want to get involved." And they're like, but then what kept me out of it was that people was saying like, "Oh, the lore's so extensive. It's like a lot." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know if I should get into it." Then Henry Cavill was like, "Oh my god, I love Warhammer." And then I found Rogue Trader, which is a CRPG, and I was like, you know what? It is time. It is time for me to delve into the Warhammer lore. Well, it wasn't just that. Also my chat in on Twitch was like pressuring me. They're like, Riva, watch all these Warhammer lore videos and then learn the lore. And I was like, okay, fine. I guess I should finally actually get involved. And then I started playing Rogue Trader, and then I got even more invested into the whole series. But yeah, apparently like there's a lot of lore behind it, and I can't really I can't really actually fathom it, because it's just a lot. There's a lot, because it was made back in the 80s, 90s.
mhm.
It's like a really old game. It's very old. So there's a lot of lore changes, and like didn't it, instead of it being like 40K, it was like 30K, like Warhammer
Yeah,
30K, and then
there's a 30K variant version of it. Yeah.
they like kind of jumped to 40K, and then like a lot of stuff happened in between, like 10,000 years, and then yeah, it's just a lot of lore. But what I know so far about it is very interesting, so I can see why people like Warhammer. And yes, it's good to see that Warhammer is like, it seemed like kind of like an obscure tabletop RPG, but now it's starting to come actually more into the forefront. So yeah, it's nice to see. It's nice to see. Just like how D&D kind of, for a brief second there at least, like came onto the into mainstream for a bit, but then it kind of died out a little bit afterwards. Do you remember that D&D? Was it Honor Amongst Thieves?
Yeah,
That
the
movie.
movie.
Yeah, that movie was
Yeah,
so good. It's so
yeah,
weird because
it was
I
really good.
understood the
I liked it.
references. It was so weird because I understood.
I think obviously they could have done better, but I thought it was really funny. I thought it was a good first try at it. I don't think they marketed it properly. I don't know how they could have marketed better, but I know that they didn't market it nearly as good as they could have, and that's the problem. That's the problem with so much of this stuff. Is like you never get. Sometimes they, when you're trying to like, hey, let's do this cool thing, it's like sometimes that doesn't work, and that sucks.
Yeah, they were also gonna
So
do like a D&D Honor Amongst Thieves like TV show on Amazon, and but that kind of that fell through. So I
mhm.
don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know. I heard rumors of a TV show. So I don't know if they're still gonna do that. If they're gonna make another sequel to the movie. I don't know. I heard rumors about that, but yeah, I don't
Mhm.
know. We'll see. Um, but last on the docket is Marvel Rivals developer NetEase sued by State of Decay co-creator for 900 million following claims of false and defamatory statements. NetEase Games, the studio behind Marvel Rivals, sued by State of Decay co-creator Jeff Strain and his wife Annie Strain, both of whom own publisher Prytania Media for the sum of 900 million. The lawsuit alleges that Netease defamation and unfair trade practices led to the demise of Prytania and its subsidiaries, including Crop Circle Games, which Netease owned approximately 25% of. What? Are we talking about
That
like
seems
insider?
weird.
Is that insider trading? Like what? What does it
I
mean by trade practices?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the problem with some of those studios is that I mean, you have bad actors everywhere, obviously, but some bad actors are just like really vile, and some bad actors use a legal system and accusations to carry around their weight, and then some of the people that sometimes it's not their fault or they're the problem. Sometimes it's the person who makes the accusations, and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But anything from any of the mass, like I don't trust anything coming from any of these companies that do mass microtransaction games. It's
Mm,
like
I mean,
they are
fair.
run by the most slimy, pathetic excuses for humanity ever, and they are very very, because again it's just circling back all the way back to the NFT discussion. It's people who are willing to do anything for a buck, to screw anybody over, to destroy anybody. These are the people who hire child psychologists who have studied how to make children addicted to spending money that they don't have. It's like these are those people.
Oh.
Uh, and so when you're dealing with those kinds of people, whenever they sue or whenever they are being sued for something that is like kind of ridiculous, it's sort of like, yeah, okay, well, I mean, there's a good chance that this is probably true in some way, shape, or form, and let's see how the courts get like bought off or muddled up, or in the case of some cases, how they just keep suing the person over and over and over and over again and never let them get anything done until they like until they're bankrupt and they don't have anything left. Then the company comes in, takes everything that they have and spits on them on their way out. It's like we've seen that happen, and that's happened to good companies and good studios and good people that we like, and it has not been addressed by the actual like games media. So yeah, messed up, dirty, filthy, hate it. Don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Seems, yeah. I've noticed that it's a trend that developers go after, was it very successful gaming companies when they make a very successful game because they're just mad that they made more money than them. I noticed that. It's a trend now. It's a trend. Every time, watch out guys, watch out for it cuz it's true. Every time there's a gaming company that develops a very successful game, someone goes after them because they're just upset because they made more money than them. Like
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo with Power World. Like how all gaming journalist media were going after Baldur's Gate 3 and saying that like, "Oh, you shouldn't compare other games to Baldur's Gate 3. That's not fair." And stuff like that. Like you see it all the time. So, yeah, it's just a weird trend. But I think that's it. I think that was all of it for today or this week.
Hey, because I need to
Yay!
go eat now.
Yeah, I'm pretty hungry too.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining. Appreciate every single one of you. I, tw- I was gonna say I Twitch. I stream on Twitch. From Thursday to Saturday. Uh, please follow me on X or Twitter to keep up to date with what I'm doing and to keep up to date with my schedule because sometimes IRL things happen and I have to change my schedule or I can't stream that day. But yeah, do you have anything to plug in, Sab?
We have lots of stuff coming up, and I'm working very, very hard on trying to get everything done. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and but we're working at it very hard. So please don't please bear with us while we work on stuff. But we're gonna have some cool stuff. I'm trying. I've tried for 2 weeks in a row to get everything ready for the audio for the authors podcast, and I just realized I haven't done that this weekend, and I've got like 6 hours of this weekend left. So yay, yay. Okay, I'm gonna go do that now. So yes, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the people chatting in the chat. We love you so much. A um, a call out to Kisuke, of course, Gentlestone. We love you. And yes, uh, um, elves definitely can be hot. So I posted a Twitter thing today. Actually, let me before we go,
I
I'm gonna
mean,
post that in the comments because I thought it was really funny.
Astarion was the poster boy for Baldur's Gate 3 for a reason. I'm just saying.
You're right. So it's like here we go. There we go. Finally found it. Love it. So this post definitely very funny. Love it. Oh, thank you. Try Karen put it in the chat. That's great. Actually, let me. I don't think they have the ability to. I don't know if they can see it. Yeah, he already put it in there. Okay. No, it's not pulling up. You just send me the comment. Yes, thank you for following me. How do I do this? I'm going crazy, apparently. Apparently I'm going crazy. 2 seconds. They sent it to me in the chat, and then I was like, okay. All right, so let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do this.
I cannot see.
It sent me a comment on the Discord. It's like, I put it in the chat. I knew the one you were looking at because it was funny, apparently. Which again, if I could just find, technologically, I have so many issues. It's so great. Where the hell? Studio? Live stream? No, where's the live stream? Can you send me the link for the live stream? From the oh, crying out loud.
Like right now? Like,
Yeah, the one for right now. Like, I'm trying to. Oh, there we go. Fall of COD. That's the one.
yeah.
Okay, great. So I'm in there. That's no. I am definitely not. Okay. This here. Do I see? Okay, it didn't show up. Okay. Yeah, it didn't show up in the chat thingy. So let me do that. Because apparently it didn't like it when I tried to put it in there. Let me try and post it on this thing. Nope, didn't work. Okay, so go back to this, copy that, go back over to here, post in here, and go like this, and then I go, hey. Oh, there we go. Hey, check this out. If you love elves. Elves. There we go. Okay, now I can see that showing up in the. Yeah, there we go. Now I can see that showing up. It didn't show up before. Okay, cool. All right, yeah, check that out on the X. I'm trying to be slightly more active. Usually active only in the evenings or weekends. So yeah, check me out there, and we'll try and figure out some more of this technological fun stuff. And apparently, PewDiePie is staying in Japan.
Hell yeah. Woo! Sorry. I recently saw his vlog video and I was like, oh, I was really worried because he's like, we've decided on something, and I was like, oh my god. And then he brought up that they were thinking about moving, and I was like, oh no, they're leaving Japan. And then he's like, nah, we decided to stay, and I was like, yes. Sorry, I love Japan and I love Beautify, and yeah, I'm happy for him and his family, and I'm glad that they
Yeah,
decided to stay in Japan. All
right.
right, gotta go eat some foods and get some rest because unfortunately some people have jobs. Me, I have a
Yep,
job.
yep,
I
yep,
have a job.
yep.
All right, everyone.
So, alrighty.